Welcome back, folks. This is Tommy, helpwithgadgets.edc, and my Instagram is also helpwithgadgets.edc. And if you want to go over there and give me a follow, that would be appreciated. If you like the content that I'm showing on here on YouTube, I would really appreciate it if you'd hit that thumbs up or even subscribe and check out some of the other videos that I'm putting out. You may have noticed that this, or you may not have noticed, but this particular version is not the one I unboxed a week or so ago, and I'll leave a link to that unboxing down in the comments below, or down below in the information. But when I did the unboxing, I was a little confused because the blade that was on the knife was a black wash instead of a stone wash, even though the box itself said that it was stone washed. But I contacted Liang Ma, and he quickly shipped me out another knife, the correct one, and sent me a return label for the other one. So I was able to get that resolved pretty quickly. And my interactions with Liang Ma have always been good. I have met him at Blade Show, chatted with him a few times about various and sundry other knives. I've had the full-size Field Duty and the Field Duty EDC. In fact, I've had two of the Field Duty EDCs. I've also had the Eutektik Trinity, but this is the EFD, the Everyday Field Duty, and it's a nice budget knife. I will leave a link also down below for that. They are currently in stock as of a few minutes ago when I checked out his website. The knife itself is $85, and shipping's $10. So for about $95, you've got what I consider to be a very good everyday carry knife. I've already been using it. That's what I was cleaning the blade off just now, but I've already been using it. And generally speaking, I usually disassemble a knife the first night, but I have not disassembled this one yet. So let's get into this. Let me grab another, because I do believe it has a T6 body screws, which is not my favorite, but that's okay. They seem to work just fine. Alright, the pivot is T8. Go ahead and get that taken out and in its alcohol bath, and switch over to the T6 and see what we need to take loose here. Pretty sure that one there. And looks like the top screw of the clip. Technically that should do it. I'm going to go ahead and take that other one out as well, because, well, I'll show you when we get inside. Alright, this is a 14C28 blade, 3.5 inch blade, although this is not the review. So when we look at this is a normal, what we would consider just kind of a normal nested liner lock. But look at the other side of the knife. Just this part here, which is held in place, of course, by the screws, and it is a reversible pocket clip, by the way. So this part here and this part here with the metal, that's all there is. So not what you normally see, but seems to work just fine. All right. Pop this out. because I want to clean all of these parts up. You can see some of the oil or whatever it is that they put on them from the factory there. So let's see if we can't start getting some of this cleaned up. And this is G10. He calls it a blue denim G10 for this particular color, which some people says is more gray, but it looks kind of bluish to me. It's not a dark blue, kind of a grayish blue, I guess you could say. But I like the color. And it certainly looks blue under the camera, especially when it's wiped down and this. Let me get this pivot out and get it into the alcohol as well as the bearing. It seems to be a heavier grease than what I usually use on my knives, but that's just what it looks like, at least. We'll get it cleaned up and ready to go here shortly. I'm not going to take those pieces out. But it looks like that would be as simple as removing that screw and, well, those screws here for the pocket clip and that body screw. Looks like that would be all that would be necessary. I like the scalloping that he's put on the lock bar there. Alright, let's see if we can get some of these things out of there and start wiping them down, starting with the bearings. Get those out and clean the gunk off of there. Same for this one. Let's just wipe it down a little bit and let that start drying. He's put the Eutektik E as the logo, which is just fine. You see that it is a captive pivot. We've got the cutout there that'll slip into the scale, and that works just fine. And last but not least, that pivot screw, and again I'll take my T8 and use that to turn the pivot screw while I use my fingernail and the alcohol pad to clean some of that off. Alright, good deal. Looks like we've got it all nice and neat. I'll be using Gunny Glide for the oil today. Alright, let me get a alcohol swab. I wanted to get down in these. And this one here, and also the blade. Just make sure I've got that all nice and clean. And also the slot for the stop pin. Alright, let's go ahead and grab this, put it in. Again, it'll turn around and sit right down in there. Okay. Place one of the bearings in just a little bit of oil. Again, as I've mentioned before, some folks say you don't need any at all. I generally put just a tad, not anything. You don't need to slather it. It does just fine, just a little. And I usually just put it in one spot or two. And then once you open and close it a couple of times, or a couple or more times, then it spreads it all around quite nicely to wherever it needs to be spread. All right, got that in there. Let's place this one on top, and a little dab of oil here, and a little bit on the tempo. All right, I think we're ready to button this thing up. Just set that there. Switch back to the T8 for just a moment. It's a lot easier if I can hold that. Just get a little bit of Loctite on there and tighten it down. No need to make it real snug right now. Just want to get it in there to hold everything together. I will swap back to that T6, and let's check out my, looks like that's the one body screw for that side. And then we've got 2 clip screws to get. Let me make sure these are the same size and they look to be. And get that one tightened down, and one more. Alright. No need to crank down on that and mess anything up. Let's check it out. Let's back off on that just a hair. See what we got. Can feel just a little movement there, so I'll tighten it back down just a tad. Alright, that feels good and solid. And centering looks pretty good. So there you have it. Eutektik Everyday Fill Duty, EFD. And I like it. I'll carry this for a while and then get a review out. At least that's the plan. Although around our house we say there is no plan. We can try to figure out that we want to do something, and if something else comes up, we just roll with it. So that's kind of how we do on the channel as well. Still trying to get out a video every other day and bring you some content that you might find useful. But I appreciate you watching. Like I mentioned before, if you would subscribe, hit that like button, and leave any comments below. If you have a suggestion, if you like what you see, if you see something you don't like that I might be able to improve on, don't hesitate to leave a comment. And again, I do appreciate you watching. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks.